In 1974, director Mel Brooks released the satirical Western comedy Blazing Saddles, which stars Cleavon Little and Gene Wilder. Initially, Warner Brothers expressed concerns about the film's reception due to poor early screenings. However, Brooks remained optimistic, believing that audiences would appreciate its humor. This classic film takes aim at Western stereotypes, offering a unique blend of comedy and social commentary. Let's delve into how Brooks used satire to challenge traditional views in this groundbreaking movie. In the making of the 1974 comedy Western film Blazing Saddles, Alex Karras, known for his athletic background in football and wrestling, played a significant role. His physical prowess added depth to his character in the movie. Initially, director Mel Brooks had considered casting Richard Pryor as Sheriff Bart, but Warner Brothers suggested Cleavon Little instead. This change came about due to Pryor's contentious reputation, which might have affected the production and reception of the film. Despite this switch, the movie became a classic, leaving its mark on cinematic history. Throughout the film, viewers can appreciate Karras' contribution, even if they may never know how different it could have been with Pryor in the lead. Overall, the cast and crew skillfully crafted a humorous tale that has stood the test of time, appealing to audiences across generations. Even today, people still enjoy watching this comedic masterpiece directed by Brooks, featuring memorable performances like those delivered by Karras and Little. In making the iconic comedy Western Blazing Saddles, director Mel Brooks initially approached John Wayne for a cameo appearance. However, Wayne turned down the offer, despite expressing his interest in watching the finished film. This refusal led to the casting of another actor, one who would bring a unique authenticity to the production, Slim Pickens. Pickens, known for his genuine cowboy background, had been a successful rodeo performer before becoming an actor. To fully embrace his role as Taggart in Blazing Saddles, he chose to stay true to his roots by sleeping outdoors throughout the filming process. His commitment to method acting allowed him to deliver a genuinely captivating performance, enhancing the overall quality of this classic production. By choosing to remain in character, even when the cameras weren't rolling, Pickens left an indelible mark on both his fellow cast members and audiences alike. In the 1974 comedy classic Blazing Saddles, audiences were treated to more than just slapstick humor and witty one-liners. The film is filled with intentional cultural references that add depth and nuance to the storyline. One notable example is a line referring to Cuban jazz artist Mongo Santa Maria, which shows the filmmaker's attention to detail and desire to incorporate diverse influences into their work. This nod to the rich tapestry of American music reflects the eclectic mix of cultures and traditions that make up our society. Additionally, fans of director Mel Brooks may have noticed a connection to his earlier film, The Producers. A song performed by characters in both films serves as a clever homage and ties the two works together in a unique way. Overall, the thoughtful references included in Blazing Saddles enrich the viewing experience and demonstrate the creativity and innovation of its makers. By drawing upon a wide range of sources, they created a piece of art that continues to resonate with audiences today. Whether you're watching it for the first time or the 100th, this classic remains a delightful and engaging exploration of humor, satire, and the human experience. Moreover, the film featured Raisinets prominently, which led to a significant increase in sales for the candy company. As a result, they began sending regular supplies of Raisinets to the filmmakers. This unexpected partnership highlighted how product placement could boost brand visibility and entertainment. In addition, Frankie Laine, who sang the theme song, was not informed that the movie was a comedy. This decision ensured that his performance was sincere and heartfelt, adding an unexpected layer to the film's humorous tone. Such choices contributed to the unique charm of this classic and influenced how music and marketing interacted in Hollywood. In the creation of the iconic comedy film Blazing Saddles, Gene Wilder was not the original actor considered for the role of the Waco Kid. Initially, the part was offered to Johnny Carson, who turned it down. Next, Gig Young was approached, but he also declined. It was only after these rejections that Gene Wilder stepped into the character's boots. Interestingly, even someone as renowned for his distinct style as Alfred Hitchcock took notice of this unconventional comedy. His praise for Blazing Saddles served as a significant endorsement for its creator, Mel Brooks. Given Hitchcock's reputation for suspenseful thrillers, his appreciation for this comedic western marked a notable moment in cinema history. This just goes to show how much Blazing Saddles transcended typical genre boundaries and left a mark on various corners of the film industry. As production progressed, Wilder brought life to the Waco Kid, delivering lines like "I must have killed more men than Cecil B. DeMille." These quips added depth and humor to the storyline, enhancing the overall experience for viewers. Throughout the film, audiences can enjoy watching Wilder navigate through absurd situations alongside other talented actors. Moreover, Madeline Kahn's casting as Lily Von Stupp brought a unique flair to the movie, satirizing the glamorous style of Marlene Dietrich. During auditions, she maintained a strong commitment to professionalism, ensuring that her portrayal was both humorous and respectful. Kahn's performance became a highlight, showcasing her comedic talent while paying homage to the classic film era. Despite the studio's concerns, Mel Brooks stood firm against Warner Brothers executive Ted Ashley's demands to cut controversial scenes from the film. Brooks believed that the film's sharp satire and social commentary were essential to its message. This choice ultimately contributed to the movie's boldness and enduring reputation, pushing boundaries in a way that few films of that time dared to do. As a result, both Kahn and Brooks left a lasting impression on audiences and shaped the film's legacy in the comedy genre. Before the iconic comedy Blazing Saddles hit the big screen in 1974, the film went through a series of title changes. Initially, it was called Black Bart, but the name didn't sit well with the makers, leading them to consider other options like Purple Sage. However, they eventually settled on the title Blazing Saddles, which perfectly encapsulated the Wild West satire that the movie delivered. One notable challenge during the production of this classic involved the character named Hedley Lamarr, played by Harvey Korman. This choice led to a dispute with none other than Hedy Lamarr, the glamorous Hollywood star known for her roles in films like Samson and Delilah. The actress claimed that the use of her name would cause confusion and damage her reputation. As a result, the producers had to reach an out-of-court settlement, ensuring that the film could proceed without further complications. Despite this hitch, Blazing Saddles became a cultural phenomenon, leaving an indelible mark on American cinema. Its irreverent humor and biting social commentary continue to resonate today, making it a must-watch for anyone who appreciates good comedy. Released in 1974, Blazing Saddles quickly became a cultural phenomenon. This groundbreaking comedy, directed by the legendary Mel Brooks, pushed boundaries and tackled taboo subjects with humor and wit. Set in the Wild West, it follows the story of Bart, the first African-American sheriff of a small frontier town, as he battles corrupt politicians and racist outlaws. The movie was notable for its satirical take on racism, politics, and Western genre stereotypes. Its irreverent style and sharp social commentary resonated with audiences, making it a box office hit and critical success. To this day, Blazing Saddles remains a beloved classic and a testament to Mel Brooks' comedic genius. With unforgettable performances from stars like Gene Wilder and Cleavon Little, the film boasts a talented cast that brings its outrageous plot to life. From slapstick gags to clever dialogue, every scene crackles with energy and laughter. Despite being over 4 decades old, Blazing Saddles has lost none of its charm or relevance. Its impact can still be felt today, inspiring countless spoofs and influencing future generations of comedians. Whether you're a fan of classic cinema or just looking for a good laugh, Blazing Saddles delivers both in spades. So why not give this timeless comedy a watch? You won't regret it. Cleverly crafted by the legendary director Mel Brooks, the 1974 classic comedy film Blazing Saddles boasted an ensemble of talented actors who brought the Wild West satire to life. Let's delve into the fascinating tales behind the casting of its key players. For the lead role of Bart, the Black Sheriff, Richard Pryor was initially considered due to his unique comedic style. However, studio executives feared controversy surrounding a black hero in a Western genre, so they eventually cast Cleavon Little. Known for his work on Broadway, Little won the part after impressing Brooks during their meeting. His charismatic charm and spot-on delivery made him perfect for the groundbreaking character. Gene Wilder, portraying Jim, the Waco Kid, had already collaborated with Mel Brooks and the producers. Their friendship and proven success led to Wilder being offered the part. Initially hesitant about playing a supporting role, he accepted once assured it would be substantial and funny. Madeline Kahn, cast as Lily Von Stupp, the German seductress, previously worked with Brooks in What's Up, Doc? Her exceptional talent left an indelible mark on audiences and critics alike when she performed her signature song, I'm Tired. She earned an Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actress thanks to her hilarious performance. Harvey Korman played 4 roles in Blazing Saddles, but most notably Hedy Lamarr, and the villainous Governor William J. Lepelman. Quite a feat! With impeccable comic timing honed through years of experience working on television, shows like The Carol Burnett Show, Korman proved to be a valuable addition to the production. He even received an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor. Slim Pickens joined the cast as Taggart, one of the dim-witted henchmen hired to terrorize Rock Ridge. Already established in Western films, he lent authenticity to his role, while providing ample opportunity for humor opposite Alex Karras, who played Mongo. Auditions for these iconic parts required both natural ability and willingness to embrace absurdity, elements inherently crucial to making Blazing Saddles the unforgettable cinematic treasure it remains today. Mel Brooks, the director of Blazing Saddles, had a clear vision for the film. He wanted to create a satirical western that poked fun at racism and other social issues. To bring his vision to life, Brooks drew inspiration from classic Hollywood westerns, as well as the work of contemporary comedians like Richard Pryor, who contributed to the film's screenplay. Brooks's directorial style was characterized by his willingness to take risks and push boundaries. He encouraged improvisation on set, allowing actors to play off each other and add their own touches to the dialogue. This approach helped create some of the film's most memorable moments, such as the now legendary bean scene. Collaboration was key to the success of Blazing Saddles. Brooks worked closely with his cast and crew, fostering a spirit of creativity and innovation. He brought out the best in his performers, including Gene Wilder, Cleavon Little, and Madeline Kahn, all of whom received critical acclaim for their performances. The production design team also played a crucial role in realizing Brooks's vision. They created elaborate sets and costumes that paid homage to traditional westerns while subtly parodying them. For example, the town of Rock Ridge features a distinctly cartoonish look, complete with exaggerated perspectives and bright colors. Overall, Mel Brooks's directorial vision for Blazing Saddles was one of humor, irreverence, and social commentary. By drawing on a range of creative influences and working closely with his cast and crew, Brooks was able to craft a film that has stood the test of time and remains a beloved classic today. The production of Blazing Saddles, directed by Mel Brooks, was filled with unique challenges and innovations. Set design played a crucial role in bringing the Wild West town of Rock Ridge to life. The crew constructed an entire frontier village on Warner Brothers' backlot, complete with saloons, stables, and jailhouses. To add authenticity, they incorporated forced perspective sets, a technique where objects appear larger or smaller than they actually are, creating a realistic illusion of depth. Filming took place across various California landscapes, capturing everything from vast deserts to lush forests. Logistically, coordinating shoots in these diverse environments proved demanding due to unpredictable weather conditions and travel requirements between sites. Despite these difficulties, cinematographer Joseph F. Byrock skillfully captured each scene's essence while maintaining continuity throughout the film. A notable innovation during production involved integrating live-action footage with animated sequences. This blending created surreal comedic moments like the iconic campfire conversation between Sheriff Bart and Jim. Such groundbreaking visual effects required careful planning and execution, pushing technological boundaries and contributing significantly to the film's overall success. Throughout the making of Blazing Saddles, creativity, adaptability, and technical prowess were essential components. By overcoming numerous obstacles and implementing novel approaches, the cast and crew produced a timeless comedy classic still enjoyed today. Undoubtedly, the legacy of Blazing Saddles resonates within the annals of cinema history. The creation of the Blazing Saddles score and soundtrack was overseen by composer John Morris. Known for his collaborations with director Mel Brooks, Morris tailored the music to enhance the film's comedic and satirical elements. Integral to the process was selecting songs that would contrast the Western genre and highlight the absurdity of various scenes. A standout song in Blazing Saddles is "I'm Tired," performed by African-American actor and singer Lou Rawls. This soulful ballad appears during a pivotal moment when Rawls' character, head bartender, expresses exhaustion after a long day. The poignant lyrics and somber melody create a stark contrast with the hilarious events unfolding around him. Another notable contribution to the film's soundtrack is Frankie Lane's rendition of the Ballad of Jed Clampett. Although initially written for the TV show The Beverly Hillbillies, its inclusion in Blazing Saddles adds another layer of humor due to its familiarity and association with a different form of media. Morris also incorporated traditional Western motifs into the score, providing both irony and nostalgia. By blending these styles, he struck a balance between parody and reverence for classic Western films, while elevating the overall experience for viewers. Interestingly, Blazing Saddles features several musical interludes where actors break into song unexpectedly. These spontaneous performances add whimsy and surprise, further distinguishing the film from conventional westerns. In one scene, actors burst into a raucous version of April Showers led by Dom DeLuise's character, Buddy Bazaar. Such moments defied norms and solidified Blazing Saddles as a groundbreaking comedy. Composers and musicians like John Morris played crucial roles in shaping Blazing Saddles' unique identity. Through their inventive approaches, they crafted memorable scores and soundtracks that continue to resonate today. Their work remains a testament to the power of music in enhancing storytelling and eliciting emotions, even in the most unpredictable ways. One of the most iconic scenes in Blazing Saddles occurs when Sheriff Bart, played by Cleavon Little, rides into Rock Ridge for the first time. As he enters the town, the camera pans across the faces of the shocked and confused townsfolk. The performances here are priceless, particularly those of the extras who show their disbelief and outrage in silent but eloquent reactions. The scene is also notable for its boldness in tackling racial prejudice head-on. Mel Brooks, the director, wanted to create a Western that challenged stereotypes and pushed boundaries. He certainly achieved his goal in this scene, which lampoons the absurdity of racism while highlighting the humanity of the marginalized protagonist. Another unforgettable moment comes during the dinner party sequence, where Sheriff Bart and Jim, the Waco Kid, dine with the corrupt Governor Lepetomaine and his cronies. Throughout the meal, the conversation becomes increasingly bizarre and surreal, culminating in one of the funniest food fights ever committed to celluloid. Cinematographer Joseph Byrock expertly captures the chaos and hilarity of the scene with quick cuts and close-ups emphasizing the physical comedy of the performers. Meanwhile, the cast members play off each other brilliantly, creating a sense of improvisational energy that makes every punchline land with maximum effect. Perhaps the most iconic aspect of Blazing Saddles, however, is its irreverence and willingness to break the fourth wall. This is exemplified in the climactic fight scene, where the action spills over onto the streets of Hollywood itself. Characters run amok through studio backlots, and even engage in fisticuffs aboard a nearby soundstage, complete with singing cowboys. Brooks's audacious decision to merge reality with fiction was groundbreaking at the time, and has since inspired countless parodies and homages. By blurring the lines between fantasy and reality, Blazing Saddles invites viewers to question their assumptions about the world around them, all while delivering non-stop laughs. Released in 1974, Blazing Saddles quickly became a cult classic. This Mel Brooks comedy subverted expectations by casting African-American actor Cleavon Little as its lead, Sheriff Bart. The film's irreverent humor challenged racial stereotypes and poked fun at Hollywood conventions. Audiences were delighted by the audaciousness of it all, making Blazing Saddles a surprise hit. The movie's influence permeated popular culture almost immediately. Its memorable lines and scenes have been referenced countless times across various media platforms, from TV shows like Family Guy to songs by hip-hop artists, Beastie Boys, and Eminem. Even today, elements of Blazing Saddles continue to inspire creators. Moreover, Blazing Saddles sparked conversations around race relations during a time when these issues weren't often addressed so directly in mainstream cinema. By placing a black sheriff in a predominantly white town, the film highlighted the absurdity of racism, challenging societal norms. Despite some criticism for its crude language and slapstick nature, many applauded the bold move towards diversity and representation. However, while Blazing Saddles aimed to critique prejudice, certain aspects haven't aged well. Some argue that modern viewers might find its portrayal of Native Americans offensive. Nevertheless, the film remains significant because it dared to tackle taboo subjects head-on, pushing boundaries in ways few movies did then. Decades later, Blazing Saddles continues to enthrall new generations with its witty satire and unique take on Western tropes. As we look back, one thing is clear whether you love it or hate it, Blazing Saddles has left an indelible mark on our collective consciousness. Upon its release in 1974, Blazing Saddles quickly became a cultural phenomenon. Directed by Mel Brooks, the film gained widespread acclaim for its unique blend of humor, satire, and Western genre elements. The New York Times hailed it as a madcap burlesque, while Variety praised its irreverent wit. Audiences were drawn to the audacious storyline and unforgettable performances, making Blazing Saddles both a commercial success and a critic's favorite. The film earned 3 Academy Award nominations, including Best Original Song for Blazing Saddles, Best Sound, and Best Writing for Mel Brooks, Andrew Bergman, Richard Pryor, Norman Steinberg, and Alan Unger. Although it did not win in any category, these nominations underscored the film's impact on Hollywood and popular culture. Moreover, the Writers Guild of America awarded Blazing Saddles the prestigious Laurel Award for Best Comedy Written Directly for the Screen. For those involved in the production, these accolades solidified their places among cinema's most innovative minds. Mel Brooks further established himself as a visionary director known for pushing boundaries and challenging conventions. Meanwhile, Cleavon Little, who portrayed protagonist Bart, saw his star rise significantly following the film's success. In fact, he won a Golden Globe Award for his performance just 1 year later. Despite being nearly 5 decades old, Blazing Saddles remains relevant today due to its sharp social commentary and timeless comedic style. Its influence can still be seen in modern films and television shows that continue to embrace its daring approach to humor and satire. Ultimately, Blazing Saddles serves as a testament to the power of creativity and originality in movie making, leaving an indelible mark on cinematic history. During the filming of Blazing Saddles, the chemistry between actors Cleavon Little and Gene Wilder was electric. In one scene, where their characters first meet, the pair ad-libbed so much that it had to be cut down in editing. When Mel Brooks yelled cut, the laughter and joking continued off-camera. Made on a tight budget, Blazing Saddles made creative use of resources. For instance, Mongo's horse was borrowed from another set. You might recognize it from the TV show F Troop. Also, when extras were needed, they turned to studio employees who filled in as townsfolk or cowboys. The infamous campfire song scene required careful planning due to its controversial nature. To get around censorship issues, lines like fuck were replaced with sounds mimicking flatulence. This bold choice added to the humor, but also sparked controversy, dividing audiences upon release. Pranks and jokes were commonplace on set. One day, Madeline Kahn arrived wearing her most glamorous dress, expecting praise. Instead, she found herself covered in feathers after the mischievous cast members snuck some onto her chair before she sat down. Despite these lighthearted moments, tensions sometimes ran high. Harvey Korman, playing villain Hedley Lamar, accidentally sliced open his hand while brandishing a sword, delaying shooting until he received medical attention. Throughout the production, director Mel Brooks remained deeply involved in every aspect of Blazing Saddles, ensuring each joke landed just right. His dedication paid off. Though initially dismissed by critics, the film has since gained recognition as a classic comedy. Blazing Saddles, directed by Mel Brooks, made waves when it hit theaters in 1974. This groundbreaking comedy, known for its satirical take on racism and the Western genre, has left a significant mark on film history. Its daring humor and innovative storytelling have influenced countless films and filmmakers since its release. Brooks' unique approach to tackling serious issues through comedy was considered revolutionary. By casting African-American actor Cleavon Little as a black sheriff in a predominantly white town, Blazing Saddles challenged racial stereotypes and paved the way for more diverse representation in cinema. The film's success emboldened other filmmakers to explore taboo subjects with humor. Movies like Airplane, Spaceballs, and Naked Gun borrowed heavily from Blazing Saddles' irreverent style. Moreover, modern television shows such as Brooklyn Nine-Nine and The Good Place continue to build upon the foundation laid by Blazing Saddles, combining social commentary with laugh-out-loud moments. Blazing Saddles also revolutionized the Western genre. Before 1974, Westerns were often steeped in seriousness and hero worship. However, Blazing Saddles turned these conventions upside down, mercilessly parodying them instead. This fresh perspective opened the doors for later spoofs such as Three Amigos and Support Your Local Sheriff. Even today, elements of Blazing Saddles can be seen in contemporary westerns like Deadpool 2 and A Million Ways to Die in the West. Furthermore, Blazing Saddles served as a launchpad for several successful careers. Gene Wilder, who played the role of Jim, went on to star in classics like Young Frankenstein and Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Similarly, director Mel Brooks continued his illustrious career, delivering hits like History of the World Part 1 and Robin Hood Men in Tights. In essence, Blazing Saddles broke barriers, pushed boundaries, and forever changed the landscape of American comedy. Without a doubt, Blazing Saddles left an unforgettable impression when it first hit the big screen in 1974. This groundbreaking comedy, directed by the one and only Mel Brooks, brought us laughter and satire like never before. If you're anything like me, this film has a special place in your heart. I still remember watching Blazing Saddles for the first time and being blown away by its wit and audacity. With humor that was both smart and silly, the movie poked fun at racism, Western stereotypes, and Hollywood itself, all while keeping audiences rolling with laughter. I can't help but chuckle thinking about cowboys riding into town singing The French Mistake. But what really struck me was how Blazing Saddles dared to challenge social norms. By casting Gene Wilder as a white gunslinger who becomes friends with Cleavon Little's black sheriff, the film delivered a powerful message of unity and acceptance during a time when our nation needed it most. Even now, decades later, we can appreciate the significance of these bold choices. As fans of classic films, let's keep the conversation going. Share your favorite moments, quotes, or reflections about Blazing Saddles. What did this iconic comedy mean to you? How has it stood the test of time? And don't forget to engage with each other through likes, shares, and thoughtful discussions. If you enjoyed reminiscing about Blazing Saddles, consider hitting that subscription button for more trips down memory lane. Together, let's celebrate the movies that shaped us and continue exploring the rich tapestry of cinema